Anywho, I'm recording now, so I'm not gonna say that anymore. I'm gonna go to my screen. Let me where's my hold on, wait. Dang it, where is my I need to present. We're gonna present and I'm gonna show you. Can you see my screen? Can you see it?
Wait a minute.
Yes, no, no.
Oh, that dude?
Yes, I like him a lot. Okay. So, if you look at how his thing is set up in the app, in the plugin, it works similar as well, but we're gonna go to section 3 because now we can actually see the lecture, and basically how he talks, but also what he writes.
Hi, I'm Dr. Rich Blana, and welcome back. Welcome to session 3. This is where all the fun starts, talking about sex. And you're going to see that I'm a pretty open-minded guy. I taught sexuality in the college classroom for 28 years, and I taught it in the community as a sexually transmitted disease investigator for 10 years before that. So I've kind of seen it all and read about it all and thought about it for 40 years. And I'm not in a college environment anymore, so my hands are not tied by political correctness. So what you're going to hear in this course and in this session is really, my overview based on my experience and writing one of the best-selling college textbooks out there on what are the essential elements about human sexuality that you need to understand, that your client needs to understand, without all the noise and without all the political correctness. So I'm warning you up front, I'm bound to offend somebody by being so frank and honest, but listen with an open mind. Okay, so what is sex? And you might ask yourself, why do I need to spend time in this lecture defining sex? Everyone knows what sex is, right? Well, maybe. Is oral sex sex? Is masturbation sex?
So basically, he walks through, giving this is his first actual lecture on the topic. Before then, his lectures were on like introduction to the class. It was like a 10-minute video. Then the essentials of like the actual what is sex coaching, like going over all the rules and all the history and all that about sex coaching, right? Cool. Then this actually goes into what is sex, gender identity, sexual behavior, orientation, sexual response, sexuality, and this would be the section 3 would be your module 1, right? And these would be the topics in the module 1, what you're covering. So this is his module on sex and sexual identity, and then he went over the information on it, and he broke them up. So instead of having like one really long video, he broke it up into each topic, so he'd have multiple videos. Versus like a 2-hour video, which probably nobody want to watch 2-hour video anyway, but you will watch 5 short videos.
Right.
Then he also has an MP3 of the lecture in case you just wanted to listen, which I definitely took advantage of that because a lot of this is like flashcard stuff. He casted his screen, which you can do in OBS because y'all know I like to use OBS anyway. By putting that up behind, going through the flash and adding the video. And if you don't know how to use, OBS, there's a video on that in the portal. But if you go to the resources,
what's OBS stand for?
Open Broadcast Software.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So here is his activities. That was a final. This is some of the information he had for the class. Instead of like how our modules are, I'm going to pull up the PDF. And you'll be able to see some. Like, let's see, that one didn't have one. I'm trying to find one that had actual assignment with it. Like this must have been all reading. That's MP3. Where'd I put them? Where are they? It must have been the top. There's a folder that has all of his activities. This might have been it too. There we go.
I mean, you got enough tabs open?
I was doing developing.
Oh.
So this is his book. Is this what I wanted? No, this is the book. I don't want this. I want the activities. Here we go. Activities. So he gave the activities to go with it here. He made his like little ebook, but it had table of contents. You don't have to do all of that because the document inside, when you upload it, will automatically do all this for you. It makes your table of contents and everything for you. It populates when you put in the information, so you don't have to worry about that. But trying to get to there's a lot of activities, as you can see, a lot of them. All right, here we go. See, lecture 1. Cool. So instead of writing about the lecture, he had the video lecture, and this is the activity. So we put purpose. This is the reason why. I actually like this activity a lot. It was about thinking traps and teaching people how to get out of thinking traps. And then gave instructions, and then a form to how to make the entry. But this is actually homework. So you could do the same thing. Like, I know you're doing the sales training. Yeah, so you can give them, obviously, he has like a little section for purpose and then instructions on what to do. So he says, start today, keep a journal of personal thinking. You can get this in whatever format, You can fill in categories. I recommend you do not let another day pass without recording. And then it gives a little thing for you to fill out. So date, situation, what happened, self-talk, what your mind told you, thinking trap, what did your self-talk spring, example, July 6th, situation, wanted to lie back and let my wife give me a blowjob, she refused. Self-talk, I never get my needs met. Thinking trap, permanence, because that's not true. It's not, you never, it's just that. So that's kind of how he did that. So, for instance, an exercise I would do for my podcasting course online would be having them write down episode ideas and then current events surrounding it, or social events, or whatever it is they talk about surrounding it that they could tie into it, and then their point of view on how they would respond to it. Or also you could add like a guest co-host or something that you could bring on that, just to kind of get you in the process of coming up with easy episode ideas on the spot when you find out about new things that go on or whatever. I also want to show you this other lady on Skillshare has very good lectures.
I heard about Skillshare.
Yeah, she has very good lectures that are written, because Richard Blanda, and I'll give you the login so you can see and watch the videos. But Richard Blanda has very good videos, and I didn't really too much care for the videos on this lady, but I think it's either or. I think Richard's videos are better because he spent a lot of time on them, but he didn't spend much time on the writing part. This lady only spent like 5 minutes each on her videos, but she spent a very good amount of time making sure that the lecture part is way more in depth, but way more in depth. Oh crap! I know I had one. I think I signed up in the wrong one. Nope, this is me. Maybe I have more than one account. What's this lady's name? Let's see. Karen E. Wells. Yeah, it's her. And I didn't take this one, but I feel like all hers are probably the same caliber because she has a bajillion. Here we go.
Hi, my name's Karen E. Wells, and I'm the founder of the Q Training Academy. Welcome to our CBT Cognitive Behavioural Therapy course, which I'm sure you are going to absolutely love. It can help in so many ways, so I'm really excited that you've decided to join us in this journey. You'll learn, amongst other things, the basics of CBT, overcoming everyday problems, goal setting, techniques to increase your healthier thoughts and beliefs, exploring your emotions or your client's emotions, depression and anxiety and stress and how to deal with those, plus so much more. This is a fully comprehensive online course that's fully accredited by the IICT, which is the International Institute of Complementary Therapies. So rest assured that you are in absolute good hands. Once you've worked through our easy to work through modules, what you can do is find yourself at our assessment at the end of the course, fill in the assessment questions along with the quizzes that are provided, send those through to us, and if you are successful, which I'm sure you will be, we'll issue you with a full diploma so that you can either practice with clients for cognitive behavioural therapy, or you can just use those techniques with friends and family. It's really up to you how far you go. This is one of our most popular courses. It's incredibly versatile. It works with everybody.
This module. But the point is, I want you to see that it's not that crucial. Y'all just be like, oh, what I do? She just up there talking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think the way the other guy did it, especially how he had the slides, that really
okay, so
gives me a good idea
what it's
about what I need to do.
Of your online CBT, cognitive behavioural therapy online diploma. So by now you should have studied and be comfortable with the first 3 modules. So you're third already through the course, so well done. There's also been the self-assessments as well at the end of the modules. So it's really important that you've done those just to continue your own learning process and for us to know that you can really understand the process of CBT and its effectivity. Okay, so let's move on to module 4, which is identifying solutions through problem analysis and the solution itself. Okay, so just make sure that you are comfortable with those first 3 modules before moving on to this. Solution might be very different than what your client or what you expect. Because remember, in this online diploma, you could either be doing it for yourself or for clients. So we use an expression in CBT, your solution is the problem. And this is because any negative behaviours that supports or worsens the emotional problems.
Basically, she was talking. So that's what I've been trying to tell y'all.
Yeah.
If you already know a topic, just get on and press record and start talking about that topic. You already have it in your head. That's why I said pick things that you are really, comfortable with, you're good at, you do all the time. Because if you just start talking, I bet you already have 45 minutes in your head about it. I know when you just start talking, she'd be like, oh, look, I done had a whole, I'm like, you did. Just start talking. So this is...
I know one of the things that I became aware of is that for me, I've done sales for so long that there are a lot of things that I don't even think about anymore. It's just second nature. And when I was talking to a lot of the people in the shore class and they were asking questions and they were like, wait a minute, but explain this. Well, what about that? And I realized, okay, I need to go back and look at where the gaps are. So I've done that, and now I've been working on some slides so that I have something to show while I'm talking.
Yes.
That's what I was working on.
So I'm pulling up one of her actual modules. So that's why I said her modules are a lot more built out because she basically just be talking in her videos, which still worked. You just have to have something, got to have substance. You can't have 2 that are just nothing. So I'm like, hers has more substance in her words. The other guy has more in his video. But here's module 4, identifying solutions. Cool. So she had a little picture, and then here's the parent. Like she just wrote. Remember I was saying you really only need a page. So she wrote out explaining what she means by that. And so she has an example on avoidance. So she's like, example, let's look some solutions. And then what that may be reinforcing your problem. Avoidance explains avoidance. Concealment explains concealment. Putting off problems explains putting off problems. Drugs and alcohol. That probably is very much so a bad solution to your problems, And then introduction to depression. Because obviously depression has a lot more information in the paragraphs. So she put that, and then she went into depression. And then talking about what clients might do, how they might respond to it, all dealing with depression. But the way she wrote it, she's just breaking it down, like you said, like somebody who has no clue. So if you think about it in a way that people have no clue what it is at all, then you have things to write about. Because I'm pretty sure everybody feels like, oh, we know what depression is. But if you're a counselor and you actually know the clinical definition of depression and what that is, you're going to think, oh, people get it. But in reality, people just have what they think it is, or, the overview of when you're sad or something like that. So she broke down specifically all that she knew about depression. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So she's still on depression. Now she's on new things. Superstitious rituals, probably not the best solution. Influencing others, yeah, that's manipulative. Anywho, and then here's her assessment. So she gave a task, write several passages of your understanding of coping mechanisms. So, so basically, what you just read, she wants you to regurgitate in your own words what you now know about coping mechanisms, like right through all of them, and that's the whole task.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Now, if you ain't read that, you probably can't write it now, can you? So you got to go back. And then so she did. This one is module on depression and anxiety attacks. I feel like I need to take this course. How you fix that? Let me know, Karen E. Wells. Anywho, so this goes over introductory about depression. When treating clients, how to understand that. Understanding clients. So it says when treating clients, it is important to understand that sufferers are likely to have low energy levels, will feel demotivated, experience feelings of guilt, may even contemplate suicide. Depression is far-reaching. It can affect individuals to such a degree that it limits their daily ability to function on a social level, thereby impacting work life. So these are things that if you're like, let's say Eunice might not think to remind somebody that is learning to be a counselor that, hey, when you're dealing with depressed people, they probably not going to be ready to do nothing. You probably going to have to need extra effort. You probably going to have to carry them a lot more. That's something you could talk about in your video. Things to make note of when dealing with depression, people in depression. Probably not, tell me, hey, just get over it. Probably not the best thing to say. But if I'm new and I'm a counselor and I don't think about that, I'm like, oh, I didn't think about that until it happens and goes badly. So this, that's how I'm.
Right, or saying things could be worse.
Probably not the best thing to say. Which you would think as a counselor, you're like, well, duh, you would know that. But if you're just starting, you might not because they didn't teach you that. Well, they do, but they don't.
Right.
So that's what I wanted you to really understand. On you have all the knowledge in your head. Just break it down to where people can see it, where people can get it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely see that, and I realized that I needed to even break it down further than what I actually did. So,
and then also that's why we're having the beta program, because when you have your beta people, then you'll at least be able to ask and then see. So that's why doing the beta program is helpful to see whether or not people are actually getting what it is you're saying, because you'll think it. And then even with my podcasting class, the first time I did the podcasting class, I for sure thought I broke it down well enough. I was like, oh, this would be simple, this would be a breeze. No, it was not. It was really bad.
Really?
Well, because things that I thought were very simple, like just coming up with like an intro, like a saying. People overthink things. They've never heard like a tagline or a catchphrase they have, but you have to break. I didn't, for instance, the first thing is I did not break down like an intro catchphrase well enough because I just assumed people knew what that was. Like what was it? Yolanda Adams' morning show is like, I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. You know what I mean? Or what is it? The Mad Hatter morning show. I thought, like the catchphrase, people know what that is. So they were stuck on that topic, like on that part of the assignment, not knowing what to do. And once I explained it further, like, oh, that's what that is. But in my brain, I was like, but I felt like that was a given. What else would that be? You know what I mean? But it's just because I do marketing, my brain uses the terminology all the time. So I didn't realize people don't know that has a name. But to me, like you said, it's foreign. I'm like, of course it has a name. Like, no one's ever heard that before? No, they haven't. Not at all.
Yeah.
So does that help?
It helps a lot.